lads, and welcome to the penultimate episode of Season 2 for the Ipswich Town Career Mode. We've got the last game of the season today. We'll be against Watford. It's an important day. We've had an alright season. You know, mid-table, nice, top half. Guaranteed, of course, but we want to try and finish 7th. Which doesn't look like it's going to happen because you know, we do got to rely on other results, and we've got to make sure we need a better goal difference than Arsenal, which is possible, but we need to make sure we win and they lose by, you know, a decent amount, which isn't likely. But anyway, otherwise in the league, we've got Manchester United winning the title, which is a bit surprising, of course. 73 points. They won it by 5 points. They've already won it, of course. And now we've got Manchester City, Leicester and Chelsea fighting for the top 4 with West Ham. Anyone could really get in that top 4. I'm interested to see who goes in from that top 4 there, because you can see there that Chelsea's ahead of West Ham because of 1 goal scored. That's it. That's the margin we're talking about here. So literally anything could happen. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the table, we've got Newcastle and Swansea just escaping, whilst Villa, Brighton and Reading have all pretty much had pretty poor seasons. I'll say Newcastle and Swansea just escaping. That's pretty much what you expect to survive from. Eventually Swansea's managed to survive by 7 points, so it's not really just. See, the set of fixtures we've got now, a bit of a spoiler for the result we had against Chelsea, but there's interesting results going on. I want to go through pretty much all of them. Arsenal are playing Newcastle. Obviously, they're going to be trying to fight with us for European spot. Brighton are going to be playing Chelsea. They're obviously fighting for Champions League. Burnley against Stoke, not really relevant in any sort of way. Everton versus Reading, again, they're fighting for European football. Man United, Swansea's just going to be, you know, a party atmosphere really in Old Trafford. We've got Manchester City visiting Southampton. They're obviously fighting for European football. Well, the Champions League football, you know what I mean. Spurs, they're at home to Leicester. Again, a big game for Leicester, who are trying to get Champions League football. Watford versus us, of course. Again, pretty much irrelevant unless Everton and Arsenal both lose. West Ham playing Aston Villa. West Brom playing Aston Villa. Not really relevant apart from it's kind of a local derby. And then we've got West Ham versus Liverpool. Again, both fighting for... Well, no, Liverpool are actually mid-table, so West Ham are fighting for European football. It's interesting. I want to see how this table ends up. So we have been playing some games, obviously, as we always do since the last episode. You can see again the fixtures. We drew 2-2 with Chelsea, but we played quite a few of them, so let's get into them. The first being against Stoke City, and it was obviously away from home. We were playing them at the Bet365, and our poor form really in the league continues, and that's not what I want to watch back, to be honest. The whole team got ripped apart. That's the first time I've saw it like that, where they've actually got ripped apart. But yeah, nice set piece routine from us. I hadn't really tried that before, so you know, something to keep in mind later on. Imbula then sends through Berahino. He's just, you know, I am pressing the sprint button, and he's just done us in really. Brad Jones, he's in goal, but you saw last episode that Sam Johnson isn't much better, is he? But I think that's Imbula who gets the third and pretty much sees us off there. That's how the game ended, and it's a bit disappointing result, but you know, we'll have to make do with it. The stats were pretty even. It's just we didn't get enough of our shots on target. They were very clinical when it came to it. Before we played Burnley, and Burnley's a team I just don't like playing in FIFA because they're really good. They're really hard to break down, and then they can just come forward and obviously score whenever they want. And Bai Niang got the first, and Ashley Barnes to Hendrick. This is literally in the last minute, as they're just trying to get people forward. And unfortunately, it landed to one of their players. He gave it to Hendrick. It was a good finish from him, to be fair. That's how that finished at Turf Moor. 2 away games in a row. We then went on to play a game against Brighton. I just had to slow that down because I forgot I included the stats for that one. We did eventually play Brighton at Portman Road, and it was nice from Salabo here. Just a little chop and then finishes from quite a tight angle. You could argue that Ryan should have probably gathered that, but regardless, it's a good finish. And then we did the same set piece routine again, and Ted Bishop scored this time. Obviously, at the time, one of the leading goal scorers in the league. And Brighton decided to respond just because I can't keep a clean sheet for my life. So there we go. Izquierdo off the head of Webster. Got a bit of a helping hand, let's be honest. But at the same time, we've let him have a header from how long? And he's not the tallest of players, let's be honest. And that was just poor from us. We've just allowed them to... we've just kind of caved in over the pressure there that they put on us, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, you can see there from kickoff, you might have just saw the graphics. Well, they're loading up now. Joel Ward, I believe his name is, our youth academy player, just does a 1-2 with Salabo there and just finishes it. I think it bounces before it goes into the back of the net. But what a moment for him to get potentially the winner in this game. And he goes galloping off. And there is a reason to celebrate because he has just got the winner. He's about 71 rated there. You can actually see there I've started him in this game. Sessegnon on the wing as well. I've played him at left back as well, you might have noticed in the past. Sessegnon plays through Abdullahi. He just fakes, he doesn't even fake a shot, he just mishits it. And we've been awarded the penalty, which is kind of fortunate, but it's been rewarded. Abdullahi there, very cheeky with a penalty at the Holt end at Villa Park. Very cheeky from him. And this is even cheekier. Andre Dozzle, right? Just look at that. That's one of our goals of the season. Again, from Andre Dozzle off the woodwork. I think his goal against Leicester was probably better at the King Power. But, no, that's an absolutely fantastic hit. They just allow him getting in the box. And I don't know why, because we've seen Andre Dozzle this season. Dazelle. I keep saying it wrong. It's Dazelle, right? But, yeah. A fantastic strike from him. And yeah, I know I'm going to get slated in the comments again for saying Dozzle, which it's my fault. I don't like it when I pronounce things wrong. He's starting again today against Chelsea. And yeah, you know how this result finished, but it's nice to see the goals because two of our goals were pretty similar, to be honest. Salabo just gives it down the line to Aguirre, and he crosses it in. Courtois should have come for that. There's no doubt about it that that's a mistake from Thibaut Courtois. You could have argued that again the market's not great. If our commentary is a bit flat, I apologise. I've just woke up. Abdullahi again. Nothing really Courtois could do about that one. It's more the defence that time for not marking him. But I think I've shown both my goals before I've shown the Chelsea goal, which is a bit strange. But you know, we'll you know, I don't know why I've done that. I've just noticed that. But yeah, we went ahead twice and they equalised twice, and they were all in the first half. So I don't know why I've shown it like that, but I have. So we're going to play Watford at Vicarage Road and hope for the best. Right, so obviously a different lineup to play Watford. But I keep forgetting I've got Raheem Sterling. I think it was the first or the second episode I noticed it. And it was a bit crazy, obviously. They've got Sterling. They've got a good team. Here's our team. We've got Brad Jones in goal. Just the contrast, Raheem Sterling and Brad Jones. I know they play different positions, but yeah, we've got a back four, Kenlock, Conti, Webster and Emmanuel. Ahead of them we've got Hughes and Skews. That's not going to be a pain at all to say in commentary. We've got Grant Ward on the left, and we've got Joel Ward, our youngster, on the right. He's obviously the first academy player to score for us. We've got Cabrera in the centre, another academy player playing. He's actually asked to get out the academy, which, you know, you've got pressure on you now. It shows why you deserve to be out the academy. We've got Abdullahi just ahead. People are asking where Martinez is. He's just not playing because he's injured. I think he's returning an injury. He should be fit for the final, but I don't know if I want to start him because I haven't played with him in so long. He'd probably be on the bench. Movement from Watford as Lazar makes his way into the box. He's crossed it to the far post, and Kenlock's managed to head that one out for a corner. It's crucial we defend this well because we've not really defended set pieces well in the past at all. And it's Joel Ward, I believe, to get that. Joel Ward and Grant Ward are right next to each other, which doesn't help at all, but at least they've managed to clear it between themselves. Lazar, tackled by Skews, missed again. Why does this keep happening? It terrifies us. We're getting a keeper in the summer. Oh dear, Watford coming forward. It's Kevin Volland to try and bang one, and it is not far away. I was about to say it's not close, but it is. It's not far away. It's a curling effort to Chalabar to Decore. And now there's a chance for Watford as he's giving it to Volland. Volland to Sterling first time. And Brad Jones has managed to gather that one as well. where we fall here, allowing too much pressure on. We always do it, and it always ends up in the same results, although this time we've been a bit fortunate as Raheem Sterling curled one just wide. It's been mostly Watford, so we're lucky to be in this position that we are now. Manuel with the ball forward to Joel Ward. One chance for us here that we haven't had in so long. Abdullahi could have capped off his season in the Premier League with an outstanding goal, but forces a save for the first in quite a while for Simon Mignolet. I don't know who's coming on here. Capu, I think. And now Watford, I don't know why I keep saying West Ham, but they've got the ball here. And Kabasele's giving it to Decore. That deflection's allowed for Brad Jones to gather that. We're very lucky there. Does manage to beat a man, gives it to Abdullahi. He first time gives it back to Kenlock. Abdullahi's had time to shoot and turn, but unfortunately it's a good tackle from Prerl. That's it, full time, 0-0. That is quite sensational, because I believe it's our first 0-0 of the entire series. I'm not joking. History's been made in this series. We have drawn 0-0, and it comes to the last game of the second season. Quite sensational. The magic of football. There's the stats for you. Despite what they might suggest, it was a very poor game. I don't think any of the shots really threatened anyone, but yeah, it was a very boring game to watch. Definitely last on Match of the Day. Turns out that result wouldn't have done anything, even if we had won, because Everton ended up winning. Arsenal actually lost to Newcastle, which is a bit surprising, but there you go. As we saw before, Brighton, Aston Villa, Reading are relegated, and we've got the top four: Man United, Man City, West Ham and Leicester. That's surprising, you can't say it's not. And had those teams done as you'd expect them to, perhaps we'd have been higher up in the table. But it's a bit of a mad season in the Premier League if you look at the whole table. Liverpool 11th again, surprising. Lanzini and Kane have both beaten Bishop in terms of how many goals they've scored, but you expect that. They're more attacking players. Bishop's been playing in a more deep lying role. We've got Rashford and Sanchez making up the top 5 for obviously Manchester United and Arsenal respectively. In terms of assists, we've managed to get 4 players in the top 5, which is a bit crazy. Abdullahi, Dozel, Salabor and Moy. Abdullahi walking away with the most assists in the league, and when it comes to clean sheets, we're nowhere to be. Oh, we are, we're in 8th. That's not bad, clean sheets. We don't keep clean sheets, so that's good. I don't know how we've managed to get in the top 10, to be honest, but Hugo Lloris, Sergio Romero and Jordan Pickford all keep the most clean sheets in the league. They're going to share that golden glove. I'm very confused. The team of the season consists of no players from Manchester United, no players from any top 4 club apart from Leicester, and despite Sergio Romero winning the goalkeeper of the competition, having the joint most clean sheets, we've got Brad Jones in between the sticks, back 4 of Miles Kenlock, German Conti, Eric Dyer and obviously Eric Aguirre, sorry. We've got Heung-min Son, Teddy Bishop, Andre Dozel, Yanis Salabor, Islam Samani and Ben Yedder for Newcastle. That's not right. I mean, we've had a good season, right, but to have that many Ipswich players and a Newcastle player, I can't see it. Well, fair enough, I don't know how he's been performing in real life, but there's been better performers surely for the top 4 clubs. I tried to get Player of the Year up, but I couldn't really say where it was. You can see there that I think that's Zay Louise has won their Player of the Month. But we're going to play this game against Spurs next episode. It's the Cup Final at Wembley Stadium. It's quite a game, and it's a game to get yourselves up for. The 2 top scorers in the competition will be Abdullahi and Dele Alli. It will be important for both clubs, of course, who have had underwhelming, well, Spurs have had an underwhelming season, and of course we want to try and get European football. It'll be an interesting game for sure that you'd obviously want to keep your eyes out for. And we will also go through the European competitions, who won what. I think you can see who won the Europa League if you have a look at the breaking news section. But, you know, whatever. We'll see what happens. But thank you all for watching. I'd like to thank you all for your input over the season. And now we're heading into this game against Spurs, which is a crucial game. Next time, I believe it's going to be this week, so stay tuned for that. I'd like to thank you all once again for watching, and I'll see you later, lads.